As a female dominant who plays with female submissives, I often run into a problem. Sex is hard to talk about. We tend to get into this stalemate of being overly polite. It gets in the way of establishing closeness and intimacy and making sure we have good sexual chemistry early on. Some dynamics can be hard to form for the same reason. I've had girls struggle for weeks to ask me about a mommy dom little girl dynamic because they're so shy about it. I hesitate to bring it up for a few reasons. Two good ones are they might need time to understand what they are seeking from the relationship. They might feel pressured to want something to make me happy. Maybe there's a good question somewhere in there. All right, Vines. Thank you so much for dropping this question on us. So here's the thing. I've actually had the opposite experience as a female dominant working with female submissives. Now, I've worked with far more male submissives than I have female submissives, but the female submissives that I have worked with, it's like they're waiting. They're craving for you to open them up. They're craving for you to hold them in such energy that it moves them out of their timidity. And what I've found with working with female submissives is they're very, very, very easy to seduce. And it's not that they don't want to be sexually expressive or they're difficult to seduce. It's not any of that. I think what's happening here is what I often speak to my clients about, and that is crippling empathy. Two of the reasons that she said that she hesitates to initiate these kinds of conversations is might need time and might feel pressured. Really, the solution is the same for either one of those situations. If they might need more time or if they might feel pressured, you can get to the bottom of this very, very easily with one simple question. And that simple question is, would you feel comfortable if I asked you some questions about your desires and boundaries? So the thing is, with a female submissive, you want to be direct because they're going to respond to that dominant energy. Female submissives like dominant masculine energy, and you do not have to be masculine as a female dominant to be effective. But that's what I'm talking about. They're wanting that initiation, that pursuit, that leadership, that domination, that masculine kind of energy to open up their feminine energy. So if you are a female dominant working, playing with a female submissive, then you want to be direct with them, but you want to do it in a very nurturing way. So we don't want formality here. We want warmth and we want a little bit of flirtation and seduction as we are being direct. So if our question is, would you feel comfortable if I asked you some questions about your desires or boundaries? Maybe at this point, you beckon the submissive over, hold her by her hand, and lead her over to your chair or your couch, and just gently have her kneel before you, right next to your chair. And you could take a seat, maybe stroke her hair, grab her face, stroke her cheek a little bit, lean in, and ask that question. Would you feel comfortable if I asked you a few questions? And watch their reaction and gauge your next step from there. Okay? Yes, boys, take note. Okay? Gauge their reaction and go from there. So if they start getting like bashful and kind of shy, keep going. That's a good sign. Okay? Here's the thing. You want a safe word established at this point. So basically, that's your loose fence line. Doesn't matter if they get shy or bashful. They didn't say their safe word. As long as they don't say their safe word, keep going. Keep being investigating. Keep pushing. Keep being curious here. And so if you see they get a little shy or bashful or they try to look away, that's the opportunity to grab them by their chin, pull their face up, like, no, no, no. You don't get to run from this. You're going to tell me some things. Okay? See what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Be direct. push for information, but do it in a very nurturing, seductive, present way. And then you can even take it a step further. You can even take it a step further. And if the more bashful they get, call them out on it. Call them out on it. And as you're holding their face, holding their gaze, maybe stroking their hair, whatever, and they're asking you these questions, get curious with them and make them give you more. So if you're feeling like they might need more time, they might feel pressured, I'm not sure how far to push, how curious to be, build that fence line. And I would say you're going to build it in 4 ways. And I'm using the acronym POPPY, you're welcome, to illustrate this. So POPPY, we have 4 steps here to build a fence line. 1, present. You want to be fully present with your submissive. So in the analogies that I just provided, where you're leading her over by her hand, you're looking into her eyes, you're picking up on her breathing, her micro expressions, you're holding that energy with her and you're holding her in that energy. That's present. Number 2 is affection. So again, in that analogy, we're stroking her cheek, we're putting her hair behind her ear, we're giving kisses on the forehead and things like that. Presence, affection. 3rd, pursuit. Like I said, women, submissive women, are seeking that pursuit. They're seeking that energy, that leadership, that come and get me, I'm over here. That's what they're looking for. They want you to come and get them. So pursue, show up. Don't be, don't cross any boundaries, but you can show up with some energy or some aggression or some masculinity or some just confrontational energy. Again, not for the negative, not crossing a line, but that intensity is what I'm speaking to. All right. And then inquiry. So, like I said in the analogies as well, we're asking them questions. What about this? How does this make you feel? All of that. Okay. So, POPPY, presence, affection, pursuit, and inquiry. That's how we build our fence line. And when we ask our question, would you feel comfortable if I asked you some questions about your desires and boundaries? We're going to do so with a lot of seductive, nurturing energy.